Good. I have some major concerns that we're going to discuss. So we know that there are a lot of lies and deceit out there with everything going on. And as the doctor had stated one day, you are looking at the largest, the biggest cover-up ever known to mankind. And it's playing out right before your eyes. Maybe some of you know it, maybe some of you don't. Maybe some of you care, maybe some of you don't.
But don't forget, the sun is moving all the time. It's moving through the galaxy. It can do whatever. The planets are attached to it. So whatever motion the sun has, the planets are supposed to follow it immediately. Because as far as everyone knows, if it's the gravitational force that's attracting the planets to its main star, it's instantaneous, or it's just about instantaneous. Go through and I look at, the images we've seen of the smaller ones. And I examine them carefully, and I see they are in the sun's corona. So this is the first one. It's obviously three-dimensional. It's got the corona as the foreground. It's got a bit of cloud of it's a plasma from the sun's corona around it. This one is bright, so to me it's been there for a while, enough to be able to start emitting from the core. And the way I think it does that is that it has a thin film of plasma surrounding the core, and it starts emitting light from there. Okay, we can... So are the images that you captured so well. And here, what we have is we have one of these stellar cores. That's the small object at the bottom. It's a plasma connection between either it and the surface of the sun, or a level further down in the sun's corona, or it's actually connecting to another one of these objects, because it's possible that the point further up, it looks like a bright spot. It may be another stellar core, but a bright one. But you can definitely see the form of the connection. So it goes up and then sideways and then up, and what is that form? That is the type of, it's not a straight line, as you can see. So this is a Birkeland current, basically. There's a bit of a spin on it. That's what we see there. So this is how they connect. So you can definitely see the connection is electrical in nature. And basically it's plasma connecting the two objects.
You see that, Jeff?
No, does anybody see it? I see it under your little icon there, but I don't think it's being shared.
Oh yeah, you can see it on the big screen. You have to click.
There we go.
Yeah, click over on mine.
Okay, so on the bottom there, that little white, this connection being the Birkeland current?
This object right here.
Yeah, that, too bad we couldn't get better resolution on that, but that could be definitely looks like a pattern of a Birkeland current.
But you see that it's this electromagnetic connection always between these objects. It's just amazing. And all I see all the time is over and over again that the gravitational interaction has nothing to do with what's happening with the sun or even in the solar system. I've reached the point where I don't even know that the gravitational interaction even exists.
Well, that's what I'm trying to get gravity out of my vocabulary.
Yeah.
We've been brainwashed. We've been told that gravity has its own intrinsic properties, it's pulling objects to itself, when we know that the electric universe is the only force in the universe that's pulling, and its side effects of magnetic and electric natures of that.
Yeah, that's right. So
I'm trying to replace with gravity with
that's right.
magnetic force.
Yeah, you're right. Every time we look at these objects, all I see is evidence that there is no gravity. Now, what we have here, we have the blue stellar core and the sun. It's about 1/3 the size of the sun. Now, you do realize that an object that is a solid, dense core, 1/3 the size of the sun, is actually more massive than the sun, if we were to think of it as mass.
Oh, right.
So we have an object that is connecting, obviously, to the sun, because we see the plasma connection between the two. If this was gravitation was attracting the two objects would collide. You understand that they are not colliding.
Yeah, exactly. That's where we get so much flack from people.
Yes.
When
exactly. These objects, to a certain extent, they repel each other as well as attract each other. There's a kind of a balance. It looks like they are two forces. That is an interaction of two forces. But yet, the sun itself looks like there's always two forces. There's the force that is trying to accelerate plasma away from the surface, and there's the force that's attracting plasma back towards the surface. There's always the balance of these two forces. I don't think they're gravitational. I think they are electromagnetic in nature. And we see the same thing with this object. This object is just sitting there. And it's more massive than the sun.
Yeah.
So if it was gravitation, the sun would go into orbit around it or something. You realize
that's why you got to throw all the all gravity freaking math and their mathematical lane science out the window.
Yeah.
And that's why electrical engineers are getting more credit in plasma physics, who are observable science, not something that black holes that we've never seen or ever will see.
That's right.
It's observable science is the real science.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, also the fact that these objects that we are seeing are cores of stars, basically. You can see it's solid because it has grooves. And these cores are so huge. And that tells you that these huge stars that would produce cores of this size are not turning into neutron stars, or they turning into black holes. They are not. And that's another thing that refutes the fact that gravitation has anything to do with stellar evolution.
Yeah.
These objects, if they are this large, it would have been very massive stars as main sequence stars. And according to accepted theory, they would turn into black holes. But
like you said, the key word was sequence stars, because they're not following the sequence.
Yes,
They're skipping sequence. They're jumping all. It's freaking blowing them away. The more they observe it, they realize we proved me liars,
that's right.
or the debunk the science. And now they're freaking. They got to keep up this scientific facade with black holes and new theories that you can't prove.
That's right. And that's one of the signs of they don't know what they're talking about, because they will go into a wild theory, which is extremely complicated to the point that no one can see whether the hypothesis or their findings is ever true.